Welcome, everyone, to episode 15 of Heralds of the Titans. On the last episode, the party arrived here to Tally-Ho, a pirate haven in the Imperial Straits. After having left the island of Lasharva, they are here en route to go and meet with an old friend of Eric's. A person by the name of Talon Drasmet, who Eric had found received a vision that was in need of assistance, and that was planning some sort of revolution against his father. As they got into Tally-Ho, however, they met a few old friends and contacts, and realized that there's more to this than what meets the eye. That this particular meeting with Talon is going to have greater consequences than what seemed to be. Chiefly, the brass serpent itself is in extreme danger of essentially eating itself, hence the name of the episode of last week, Ouroboros. That a civil war may break out between two major parts of it. Gravejaw, who has been running the Dead End offices, and Blackjack, who has been running the Brass Serpent out of Freeport. But also indications that Iron Boot may separate completely from the Brass Serpent as well, due to rising frustrations of the passivity, or passiveness? Sure, that word, of the Brass Serpent, and when it comes to Lasharva and his angers and frustrations with Lasharva. In addition, our travelers have learned of a emissary from the Kai that was here in Tally-Ho that was looking to recruit people to assist with the conflict that will be happening with Talon Drasmet. And a lot of it has been fallen on deaf ears due to the fear of many of the Brass Serpent from opposing Sorry, one sec.
Here, I thought it was me that you
Nope.
cut out.
From there, our party members have made a decision to go and listen in on the meeting between the captains of Tally-Ho and gain more information. Meanwhile, Marcus is watching over his very sloshed party member and speaking with Mercer, who is also watching over his sloshed party member, who were previously engaged in a drinking contest where they reached a whopping, what was it, 50?
I thought it was 60.
Did it reach 60?
I think so.
It was 65, I think?
An absurd amount of alcohol. With that said, that is where we are going to begin our session today, specifically over with Gear, Lachnida, and Elriel, who are planning to go and listen to the captains within the hall. Floor is yours.
Lock, lock nod to step away for a second.
I'm here.
Oh, okay, then I
You can go. The party started.
Okay. Making sure everything's good. It is. All right. After Gear was walking, still trying to get a sense of how the town was. I'm hearing. Okay. Trying to get a fixate on the town. He was pointed in this direction, so he decided he was going to come here, and he sees Ariel.
Elreal.
Ariel.
El.
Real.
Real.
Yeah. Elreal.
No, you guys would have met up
Oh, no?
before, and
Oh, we would have? Okay.
yeah,
We're
you
on
guys
the-
would have met up before and discussed this happening. This would
Okay.
have been when you were back at the tavern, and you would have seen Locknada and Elreal discussing plans to go speak with the captains.
Okay.
He would have guided you both this way. Basically, been then saying, "This is where the captains are supposed to be meeting."
I'm assuming the building that we're standing in front of,
Correct.
or is okay.
So,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I gotta clear my throat anyways. Go.
Looks like a pretty fancy building. Should we knock?
Actually, yeah. How do we want to do this? Kind of interesting, though. Just given the circumstances.
I mean, I need to talk to. I think his name's. Oh, what was it?
Well, there's a couple of the pirates in there, but it depends on whether or not you want to introduce yourselves and make yourselves known right away, or if you wanted to get a sense of what they were talking about in secret.
I would prefer.
They're pirates. Doing it in secret will be worse than doing it all at once.
Why do I have a feeling this is a bad idea? Fine, if you want to do it your way, we can do it your way.
I'm open to ears. I'm open to options. I'm just saying, pirates, if you're in experience, if you're sneaking around, there's a reason you're sneaking around, and they will not be happy about it.
To be fair, this is Tally-Ho.
And plus, what do you think they're gonna do or say when we just walk right in there?
We have one captain on our side already.
Yeah, but what if this puts us over the line in the other direction?
Oh, you weren't there when I spoke to the captain.
He does have a point, though. Sneaking around, if we did get caught, could worsen our relationship with them. But barging in could also do the same.
So we don't barge in, we knock. So to speak. We ask for our... We ask to be a part of it.
Figured you're not looking to bring the other two, then? If you are planning a parlay with the captains?
That'd be great, but I thought one of them was in a
One of
drunken
us-
stupor.
One of us pissed off drunk, and we could probably use the other one, but because of his connection with Mercer, and who his adopted father is,
You'd rather leave the Lakarovos out of this, then?
I don't want to do this, but I think it would be the best for right now.
Fair enough.
So, what's the game plan here? What do we say? What do we do?
You're
That's
gonna
for
have
you
to
two
play
to
without me
decide.
for a second. Ashley's screaming.
What did you say, Berg? You
Elreal said, I think that's for you two to decide. Wasn't exactly what I was originally planning on doing here. At any rate, but if this is what you think works better, then
I think it would still be best if we had, you know, if we had eyes watching over us. If you know what I mean.
I do. You'd prefer to go in alone and have me just come in, sneak in from a different way. Watch over, make sure nothing goes wrong.
Exactly.
Very well. That's what I'll do then.
You're right, Gear. Damned we do, damned we don't.
Well, let me go find a vantage point.
I'll wait for your signal, then we'll go in.
A few minutes later, you hear a strange owl sound.
Alright? That must be our boy. That's the cube, you're right. Let's go.
Knock, knock, knock.
Who be there? Thought I told them this was a private meeting.
I like motion to you to go ahead.
Gear says in the best voice he can. Again, sorry about that, you guys. We're friends with some information, and would like to possibly sit in and listen and give the information we have if necessary.
You hear from inside, I recognize that voice. That's the one that I brought on my ship. The party that I was discussing earlier. Convenient timing. It's almost as if they had some sort of itch. We were just talking about them.
Gear hears this, I'm assuming.
Yes.
I hear
Let him
it.
in.
We all hear it.
I mean, my ears were ringing.
Come in, but make yourselves quiet. At least
As
for
you-
now.
As you request.
I just nod my head. I can't just go wherever Gear's going, because we're going to be off to the side.
These were the ones I was talking about. Just recently received news. This is Snake Eyes talking. Looking over at you all. There'd be a wanted poster on your heads. Seems
Oh.
the Shava is not too happy with the things you've been up to.
Quick, out of character question. Would the wanted poster for me actually be me, or would it be my disguise?
Manliness. It
Yeah.
would be manliness.
They don't.
Only
Yeah.
one who doesn't match is you. Pointing at you, Locknada.
Yeah, so what? I'm pretty good at hiding myself.
Doesn't matter at all. Just find it funny you managed to fool them all. You'd make a good pirate.
I've been
Nonetheless.
telling him that for a couple days now.
And you pick up a few tricks.
This crew been telling me information, Iron Boot, that you'd be quite privy to hear. Oh? And what might that be, Snake Eyes? What might they have? Information about your friend. There's a tenseness in Iron Boot suddenly. I see. So, this is Iron Boot now, looking at the two of you. An unusual combo. I seen one like you before. Another that came out of the desert. Said she was going off to meet with friends. Any coincidence?
Well, if you want to know the truth, I was one of the ones she was meeting up with.
Ah, so she's here as well then.
She's nowhere anymore. And I just kind of put my head down. And I take my hat off too.
He does the same. Damn.
Gear bows his head too.
Ah, she was a bit of a local hero around here. Saved my ship. My crew. Well, we'll have to have a feast in her honor then. Don't worry. Anyone under my sails here, and you see him staring intently at one of them. Specifically,
What one?
Captain L. Torp. You see him staring intently at anyone flying under my sails, and their crew will not be coming after our guests. The brass serpent stands, and so does my crew, harshly against Leshava. Now looking back at you two, and if you two make yourselves enemies of Leshava, then you make a good friend of mine.
Oh. I think we'll be quite good friends.
I kind of just like point to myself like, I think this is the answer you're looking for.
Not quite.
I was referring to their hatred towards.
Oh, I'm aware. Their hatred of anything that isn't human. But that's not the answers I'm looking for. The answer I'm looking for is the information you propose to have. This is where he basically walks over and sits in his chair, which is not going to let me sit him nicely in. And all
Gear
of the captains are now basically staring at you all.
Gear pulls out a crown, lights it up, takes a nice long drag. Iron Boot. Out of these three people, is there anybody that you haven't, well, out of all your captains, I should say, is there anybody you are not trusting? Not fully. Kind of haven't, like, earned their keep or anything like that. Someone that relatively new. Someone you don't want certain things to be heard. Anybody
Depends on
like
the
that.
information you have. And depends on the captain. And whether they fly under my sails or his.
Okay.
Again, looking at Eltorp.
Is there a captain who is not selling underneath your?
Not here.
Then,
I stand under your flag, and will remain so. While I do agree with many of the policies, this is Eltorp speaking,
Yeah.
of Blackjack, my loyalty still lies with you, Captain.
Still lies.
Then I suppose it's settled, isn't it?
Then this is information that I'd want to talk to you and you alone. I don't like that word. Still. Nothing against any of you. Just sensitive.
Goblin kind of looks at you. Nothing that I'm gonna be sending my men into something, some sort of meat grinder or anything like that, I take it? If you've got information that's good for us all, perhaps you should share it.
Okay, then let me ask you this. The captain
I
in the
just want to
green.
know what I'm up for.
Oh, you're going to have some fun. If everything is going as the way it sounds, fun is definitely going to be had.
I like fun.
The one in
and
the green.
explosions.
Ooh, you'll love it. The one in the green, captain. Well, does Gear know that one? Like, was it said?
Well, Iron Boot has specifically... Oh, he hasn't said... Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you have not heard his name yet.
I've got to ask you. No disrespect. Are you for or against Lasharva?
My loyalties lie with Captain Ironboot. Where his sails go, so shall mine.
To what extent?
I've pledged my loyalty to him.
A pledge is a pledge. I pledged something once in my life.
I trust him. This is Ironboot speaking. If you don't want the others in the room, then so be it. But they will likely hear from me anyway.
Okay, so be it. Sorry. Very sensitive issue. Very sensitive information. He walks up to the desk, puts out a piece of paper. Same piece of paper he showed Captain Snake Eyes. Yeah. Captain Snake Eyes. And he places it down where they can all kind of see it, but the three are looking at it upside down. You want a reason to go after Lasharva? Try Belest not standing anymore.
Ironboot grabs the paper and is looking at it. Holds it out to the other pirates so that they can read it as well. Lasharva attacked Ballast.
They didn't attack it. They destroyed it.
This is dangerous information.
Now you understand why I was hesitant to tell anybody.
This... I do. Because this isn't just a matter of provoking a war between the Guilds 3 and Lasharva. This could start something between... Damn. Everybody out. I'll speak to him alone. I need to decide what to do. This meeting is over for now.
You mind if I make a request? All right,
He's
Boot.
pointing to the two of you. You two, stay. The three of you, you have crews to attend to. Make sure your ships are at full functionality and ready to go in the event that something fires off. They bow and leave. Ow. He's
Did you
looking
say-
at you intently. How?
How?
Yes.
I don't understand what you're meaning. How have I stumbled upon these
A
papers?
ballast.
How they He takes another long drag. I originally was an artificer in Lasharva. The artificer known as, I call him Black. I'm not sure that's his name. He looks over at Laknada. It is Black, right?
Thing
The
about-
art-
He's looking at Laknada. Is he talking about who I think?
The one and only.
Either way, he discovered a, I'll call it an element. The team.
He
I
like
was-
holds up a hand real quick. I'm not sober. I'm too sober for this shit. One moment. You see him reaching down, like he just grabs this big fucking jug of rum and just starts downing this thing. Continue.
This element needed a, call it like a firing mechanism. So you have a pistol, you fire it, that propellant to make it go forward.
I know how
That-
that works.
My team was in charge of making the pop to the boom. As soon as I found out what it was for, well, I'm on a wanted poster now.
They have you on a wanted poster for a raid on a caravan.
Yes.
They have you on a wanted poster for going AWOL.
Yes. And that's why I'm there. I went AWOL. I took the records that I could get. And I kind of left. I did not want to be a part of that. I'm an artificer. I love the thrill of experimenting. I don't like the thrill of having thousands on my hand.
Why is Zacharias Black involved in this? What is the Order of Phantoms up to?
That's a question I cannot answer.
He was
But this-
looking at Locknada for that.
Okay.
It's a lot more complicated than just the Order of Phantoms. From what we've gathered so far, and this is information that you are not to let anybody else know.
That's why I kicked them out. I trust them with my life, but I don't trust them with everything.
There's a secret organization. One that transcends all nations and kingdoms and races.
Gears,
much do
Gears
you-
kind of looking at him, kind of like, is that how you want to explain it to him?
How much do you know about gods and gods?
I'm a paladin of Tempestra.
So you know a fair bit of history then?
Of some of them, mostly Tempestra, little bit of Koldar Mizzou, and the little bits and pieces that I pick up from my travels.
Well, a long time ago, there was only three of the three high gods, and now and that changed a long time ago, and now we have gods like Tempestra.
Titans.
This cult worships those original three, and they're trying to bring them back. Zacharias Black is one of the many that are part of his cult.
Anybody else that I need to be worried about? Any other names?
Do I remember the names that I saw, or just
some of them, but you have a feeling that that list was not exhaustive. You don't recall anyone's name that specifically jumped out at you,
except that one?
except that one.
I don't. The list that we found is not really extensive. It only
was
contains
incomplete. It was an incomplete list.
yes, and I think it only showed some of the higher ups. But I don't remember the names that were in there, except for the one, Dr. Zacharias Black.
What I can tell you, Captain, Lasharva has kinda fallen to this.
They have that much power. They took over the entirety of Lasharva.
I wouldn't say the entirety.
Wouldn't you? They
They
have control of their military from the sounds of it. In no
Lasharva
world
as
would Lasharva have ever attacked Ballast.
Lasharva, as we know, is a warmongering DM. I wouldn't say state. What would Gear say?
Empire.
Empire.
A warmongering empire, always trying to expand their reaches.
They
You'd agree
weren't
on
always this way.
correct.
This was recent. It started with the Badlands and then Ithaca. But there was a difference because Ballast while it belonged to Kamikis, it served as a major trade hub. There's no world in which anyone would have rightfully attacked Ballast first out of any of the cities.
They did it to test a new weapon. One that wouldn't cause a war per se. One
They
that
could
was
have tested
secretly
against-
planted
They
to
could have
see the destruction.
There's more to it than that. There has to be. If they
I
were
look-
just simply looking to test a weapon, they would have launched it against Tally-Ho. We have been a thorn in their side for...
I look at Laknada. He knows of the gods. Do we really tell him?
I'm telling him what he needs to know. You can tell him whatever you want.
This element happens to be it has been told to me that this element is kind of like the sheer essence of you can see him, he's having a hard time trying to think of the word.
This element is a substance from, let's just say, from hell itself. And, like, it's not actually hell, but that's just what he would say.
From Volcanus?
No,
Think
there's an even
shadows.
there's an even worse hell than there's
He looks back at Blackbeard. Or Blackbeard.
Blackbeard.
Iron
Blackbeard.
Boot.
There's
He
Iron
looks
Boot.
he
There's no
looks at Iron
Blackbeard.
Boot. I'm new to when talking of the gods and everything. But we all know the story of the fall of Wait,
You're referring to... Oh. You don't mean hell, you mean the Shadowfell.
yes. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm really new to this.
It's all right. Yes. What Zacharias Black and this cult are they're using this Shadowfell Shadowfell to create they're experimenting with it, trying to see what kind of weapons they can use.
You
Zacharias
mentioned that this cult was trying to resurrect dead gods. Not the existing administration. But
no.
the Shadowfell was Argrius's domain. You're not referring to Argrius as the one who is essentially the subject of this cult.
No.
I don't even know who Argrius is, really. I just know him by namesake. I just know... I watched...
I just look at you like Argrius is basically Alevandria's other half.
Oh!
To put it in layman's
that-
terms.
That makes sense. To
But
tell
no,
you the...
it's-
Go
Sorry.
ahead, Lockmandaw.
But let's back at Iron Boot. But the one they're reviving is not Argrius. It's
Well,
something much worse.
What I can tell you, as I was fleeing, whatever that bomb did to Belest, Olivandria herself had to step in.
I see. So what is it that you're looking for from me then?
Not necessarily anything, but not necessarily nothing.
What we mostly need is we basically need as much information as you can give us about everyone and everything. Because we're trying to stop this from happening, but there's so much going on. And there's only a couple of us.
The problem is that you know more than I do, clearly.
Well, that's not the kind of information we need. We just need to know if you see movement if you hear of movements of troops from anybody, including your own. Because if there's a war that happens during the middle of all this, it's gonna make it a hell of a lot harder to stop it all.
You carry a powder keg with you right now, and one where the fuse is very short. Depending on who you tell this to, could trigger an all-out war between the Badlands and Lashava itself, or worse yet, within the Brass Serpent itself.
And we're
This
not so
alone-
sure that's what they want.
This alone is enough to make me wish to leave the guilds myself and go and see to Lashava burning itself. I hold my gun mainly because you mentioned this cult. And I don't really know who I can trust right now.
And we don't know who we can trust either. I trust
ahead.
Snake.
Go ahead.
I trust Snake. Snake told me to come talk to you about it.
He's a very good pirate. All three of them are.
You seem
I
to be at
trust-
odds with one of them. So that's why I was cryptic.
My reservations with him is because of his loyalty, so to speak, with Blackjack.
So not necessarily an issue with him, but an issue with his
Policies.
mindset. Fair enough.
There are many pirates that don't want to see an all-out war between them. They'd prefer
that's-
to find peace with Lashava and end their corruption, not rather than destroy it.
I don't think peace is going to be something obtainable now.
If there's anyone who would find a way, you see him almost choking on this a little bit, it would be Blackjack.
But I think his efforts are going to be in vain. I think they're planning on betraying him, regardless of what happens.
Maybe. But that's a decision you're going to have to make. The two that I would talk to, Gravejaw, Blackjack. Just be careful of how you do it, because if you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, war. Gravejaw has been sitting ready for a reason to break free from the Brass Serpent. Or at least break free from Blackjack.
How about we sit on this for a little bit then?
That could be even more dangerous.
It could be very dangerous, yes.
The fuse is lit, Gear.
It is. It is lit. And Lasharva knows now how to make that abomination
You
go
can't just
again.
sit on a lit fuse.
You can try and smother it. Tell me. I don't know much. I don't know much about the 3 guilds. I don't.
Well, it's a good thing I worked with all 3 of them.
Well,
Okay.
it seems as to me that the Order of Phantoms has been infiltrated.
We don't
So-
know who else could have been infiltrated either. Maybe the
So-
trade lords.
The Trade Lords, perhaps as well. It would explain them attacking Ballast. There might be a reason if they've gotten some information. The Trade Lords don't operate much over here. They have their outposts here, but it's mostly the Brass Serpent and the Order of Phantoms. The Trade Lords mostly operate out of Kamicus.
Yes.
There is someone who you do need to talk to, too.
Oh? And who might that be?
He's the drunk at the inn. It's going to sound far-fetched and it will piss you off. But he's the son of the one who got you kicked out of the Lasharva Navy.
The one I rescued with Talon.
I believe
Yes.
so, yes.
Snake Eyes already informed me of that one.
Okay. And there's another one who stands there with him. He is a questionable bloke, but if I trust him, and I
Yes,
trusted
Mark-
him with this information.
Then bring them here if you think that there's more information that they have to share.
Alright, but you know of Marcus, don't you? The cleric?
I don't think I've crossed paths with him.
You know, Blackjack's adopted.
I do. I've never met him, but I remember Blackjack telling me about his, what did he call him?
It's stained.
I always felt bad for the lad. I'll just leave it at that. He was a bit of a...
Well,
He'd have made a better pirate than he would have under Blackjack.
Well, I trust him. I trusted him with this information, and he trusted me with information. The only thing I know is we all have a short leash now. All of us, even you.
I can't operate any differently than I was. Not without giving anything away to people who may be watching.
Exactly. Now, the biggest thing is, though, you're the closest one.
The biggest
You-
issue that I have, he holds up a hand. I can't pretend that I haven't heard what happened to Ballast. Because that news is traveling even beyond you all. I heard that there was something that happened up north. I didn't know what it was until you spoke. The moment that that bell is rung, I have no choice but to make decisions and actions. And that may not be ones that the Brass Serpent is ready to face. I give you that warning now.
You have to be
You are
loyal.
on the clock.
Yes, but you have something else that you have to be loyal to. Not loyal to anybody, not loyal to yourself, but loyal to your crew and those underneath you.
And loyalty to my crew means seeing that motherfucker die and drown into the sea.
So I think the business is set. You know what you've got to do.
What I'm
One-
saying to you now, while my head can still remain cool, is that you are on the clock. You have to find a way to resolve this. Find the way to make peace within the Brass Serpent.
With my connection to Gravejaw, and then Marcus's connection to Blackjack, we can make something. We can make something work.
Hopefully. Now, the request I have for you. You're going to have to possibly, if you can do it at all, make new friends or friends of old who are not going to react until it is time. Kind of start forming alliances.
No, I'm gonna put a hand up to him. Like, that's not for him to do. That's us.
Yes, but everybody knows someone who knows no one else.
The only thing that I have anything of that akin to that is the Kai who have come through my doors. But again, I cannot make peace with them without upsetting the rest of the Brass Serpent. They want me to go and help him, and I've already done that. I already helped Talon once, and the amount of hell that I got in with that from Blackjack.
Well,
Do you know if Blackjack worships anybody?
His bottom dollar.
So no gods.
Wouldn't know. The man keeps himself like a safe. Locked up and tight.
Now, anybody. Gear kind of chuckles a little bit. As a pirate, you should know any safe worth holding anything that valuable is a safe worth breaking into.
Good luck. Many men have tried. Perhaps you should talk to your compatriot who's lived with him for nearly 2 decades. He'll tell you firsthand. Or the 2 bumbling idiots out there. One that looks like a cowboy and the other one that carries a shotgun way too big for him. They serve
Mercer and
under him.
Boomstick.
Is it my end
Yeah.
that's robotic, or is everybody else hearing robotic as well?
I'm hearing everything fine.
I'm hearing everything fine.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so
Are you-
my internet's going out again. Damn it. Okay.
Okay.
Gear kind of gestures and hands up a crown to making friends, and gestures to hand it to Iron Boot.
He slides over a small flask to you and takes the cigar. From my private reserves.
I wouldn't say this is my private reserves, but it's probably the top dollar that is in Lashar.
I know what they are. We smuggle them quite often.
Oh,
They charge way too much over there for them.
They do. It broke me.
Hmm.
Next time you get a crate or two, would you be able to get me a box?
Sure.
And
Of course,
then he
it'll
takes.
cost you a bit. Just not as much as they would have charged you over there.
Oh, nothing's free. As he
course
takes
not.
a swig.
Not even that bottle. It's just a sign that you and I are going to have a bit of a mutual friendship here, of helping each other out in the future.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Make
if you
sure you
hear
give
it,
him a drink too, just to seal the deal.
uh, he,
Ah.
like,
Gesture it.
he's, I just grab. It's like, I don't normally drink, but this is to seal the deal. Then,
A small sip will take.
yeah. So, I've always hated alcohol, so they buy me around and around. You can have it.
No
I'll make
worries.
sure no one knows that you took a drink.
Your
It's-
secret's safe with me.
I don't care.
Just needed to formalities.
Yes,
Making sure you're not snitch.
Making
I
an old
understand.
paladin happy. Nonetheless,
Oh yeah,
if you have more, come back. Bring your other two friends with you. If not, I have work to do.
all right, gear. Let's.
And tell your friends lurking in the rafters. He needs to be a bit more careful. Just kind of gives you a look. A smile.
Gear just kind of like, damn it. Well, not knowing what we were walking into, it's best to have eyes. Protection, so to speak.
I run a pirate ship. And a pirate
Alright.
city.
I kind of give like a whistle for it, so like he can get down. Like he doesn't need to hide anymore. I can't whistle, or else I would.
Ariel basically like lands down. You don't really hear a noise as he does. Good eyes, Captain. Never expected anything less from you.
All right, shall we?
I've got nothing else to talk about.
Then
I
may
think
the
we
winds
covered.
be ever at your back.
And may
Remember,
the
Captain,
seas- Oh,
we
go
never
ahead.
had this conversation.
What
And you guys just
conversation? I had
exactly.
3 people that just broke in here while I was enjoying a glass of wine. Rum. Whatever this is. Get out!
Gear kind of smiles. May the currents of the sea take you to greatness.
To you as well, friend.
With that.
Okay. And with that, unless anybody had anything specific that they wanted to continue to do today, I'm going to skip to the morning next.
Gear probably is going to do what he always does and drink while doing research,
Fine.
specifically into medical applications right now.
Odiden, are you doing anything with Mercer for today, or is that going to be
It
something
can
else?
wait.
Okay.
Honestly, like, I mean, I was just going to talk to him why he was there in the town, all that. It's nothing that urgent.
Then we will move to the following morning. Eric, you are no longer passed the fuck out, but you have a hangover. Like,
Yeah.
it's bad.
I got you in my ear, but I'm going to run. Be right back.
I start to like try to see my surroundings as like the light starts coming in. I'm just like,
The lights are vibrant.
Am I near him?
aren't I alone in my room that I was put in?
I don't know. Depends. Did you guys get separate rooms, or did you all just kind of crowd into one?
Oh, I'm getting my own room. I'm not sharing with anybody else.
Yeah, I tend to get my own.
Okay.
I
I'm
would
really
have
like that.
expected somebody to throw me on the bed or something in my room.
Gear wouldn't have gotten a room.
You would have just slept out on the street.
Nah, Marcus is straight up cuddled up with Eric.
Oh! I start feeling around
And
with my
not-
eyes
not nec-
closed.
Not necessarily slept out on the street, but he would have dozed off for a couple hours here and
Well,
there.
At some
So-
point, the tavern doors would have closed and locked.
Yeah.
So they would have kicked you out if you didn't buy a room.
Okay. In that case, let me see what's going on here. Yeah, he'd probably be taking a nap next. Near the docks.
Okay.
I will make a small little spot for it. Is this place right here acceptable?
Oh, don't worry about it. I just needed to know for other reasons.
Okay.
Yeah, don't bother with like figuring all that out.
Specifics.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, no, he'd take a
I just
nap
need to know
there.
for the total cost when with the tab.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, no, he'd probably reconvene at the place, the tavern.
Alright, so I'm in bed. Light's too bright, so my eyes are completely closed. I'm just like feeling around to see if I can find like Kurama or like where I am. And then I hit Marcus.
Wait, is Marcus actually with you?
Yeah, he said he's coming
Oh,
up
yeah.
in bed with me.
You're awake.
Okay.
What? What's going on? I still am like trying to open
Uh,
my eyes.
Well,
Hey.
I managed to drag you to bed, but then you fell on my arm and I couldn't get up. So I was stuck here all night. The drunk buffoon.
Oh, is that why my back hurts?
Yeah, we'll blame it on that.
Oh, my head. What happened?
By the way, you drank too much. Here's the money you won from the contest. I hand him some gold coins.
Oh, yeah. 60, right?
It was 50, but yeah.
You're right. It was 60 because it was 60 for you. It was 60 for me. It was 120. Or am I wrong? Was it 50?
No, I bet a certain amount on my own stuff. You bet 50, and I ended up betting a lot more than that. And I
Okay,
got
got
more
it.
risk.
So I got 50. Yeah. Okay.
So I hand you some coins.
50 gold.
No,
Oh.
I just hand you some coins. You didn't ask how much.
I try to like look at the coins and perceive how many coins are in my hand, roughly.
Roll a perception check at disadvantage.
Oh no.
I'm handing him 25 coins, by the way.
Okay. Oh no. With disadvantage.
Let's make this interesting. Marcus, roll a sleight of hand check at advantage.
He probably
Where's
beat me.
I'm gonna use
rolls
the
pretty
dice that always fucks me though, because you know why not? Let's give him a chance. Well, there's 5 total.
At advantage.
I just,
Okay.
well, the dice didn't fail. Oh wait, never mind. Sorry. It was 4 for the first roll, and for the second roll, 5.
And then you said for disadvantage, I just rolled twice and I take the lower?
Yes.
Okay.
You have 5 total?
Oh, well then I definitely win. So my lowest was an 8, and then I get +6 for perception, so
Yeah.
that's 14.
Okay. So
Yeah, those dice fucked me.
through your stupor a little bit, you can't really see the coins right, but the weight feels wrong. Like immediately.
Marcus,
And you look at Marcus and there's like this sheepish look on his face.
look, man. I got one of the worst hangovers I've ever experienced.
The
Now
cat
is
has eaten the
not the
canary.
time to fuck with me. Just give me my money,
I,
and we're
I
good.
had to pay for the barkeep shoes. You puked everywhere. You pissed everywhere. He made you pay for repairs.
Oh. My brain hurt.
Okay, Marcus. Whatever. Kurama,
Like I covered half that bill for you.
is he? Kurama, come here. And I just like hold Kurama, and I was like, "You got anything for this headache?"
I can knock you out again if you'd like.
None of you guys are any help. I start trying to like get up and like make my way down with Kurama in my arms.
And Gear would have asked the barkeep what room they
Can
were in.
Can I try a medicine check to make him feel better?
Do you have any herbs on you?
I don't know. Do I?
Have you gone foraging?
The last time I went foraging was for mushrooms, and I don't think those were gonna help.
No.
Does me foraging like for all that stuff from 2 episodes ago count as me potentially having herbs?
I don't think so. I don't think you foraged for anything like... I don't think the stuff that you got from the foraging was medicinal supplies.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
the best
I
I
didn't
got
define it
is
as
some
that.
red powder. I don't think that's gonna help.
No.
I got honey.
I have honey too. It's alright, I'll talk to the barkeep. Maybe he's got some sort of wake up juice or something.
Bit of the hair of the dog.
I'm just really done with Marcus at this point because he talked me into doing all this.
To be fair, Marcus had nothing to do with that. You were going to do that anyway.
Oh yeah, no, true. It's just my character. I got such a hand over him. I need somebody to blame.
So Gear, you would not know specifically what rooms they were in, and the barkeep would not tell you. But you do see them come down. Eric looks like shit and basically is like holding his head.
No, I'm holding Kurama.
Let me.
Well, Okay, fine. He's holding Kurama, but like, if he had a third hand, it probably would be holding his head.
Mhm.
Mark. You said I see them coming down. I'm just seeing
Yes.
Marcus. Eric, right there.
Don't worry about the...
Okay, I see him.
I'm theatering and minding a lot of this.
Okay. Gear would have seen Eric pass out on the ground, right? Lockingdaw would have probably have told him too.
Oh,
right?
yesterday? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you all saw
would-
this.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
oh.
you saw at least the ending parts of the drinking contest.
Then in a very loud, very obnoxious
Oh,
voice. I'm sorry. Please turn me down if you guys don't want to hear it. Let me know if you guys did get me turned down.
I've turned it
Y'all-
down.
Y'all good?
Yep.
I'm good. Viewers won't be.
Oh, Eric!
Oh, you're
Yeah,
peeking
you might
really
peek.
bad. Just say it in
Just
say it in a fake just say it in a fake shout.
Oh, Eric! How are you, you drunken bastard?
I
And
like.
he'd say it very, very loud, like he was practically yelling.
I
right
drop
next to
Kurama
Eric.
and put my hands over my ears.
You feel metal press against your back.
Against my back.
Here, yes. If you don't stop making a racket here,
I'm assuming that's
I'm gonna make you look like a painting on the wall. So you
I'm
turn
assuming
your
that's-
head, you see a dwarf behind you who is
Boomstick.
holding his head.
Yep.
I won't remove my hands from my ears because I'm afraid.
I go up and just start mouthing things at him as if I'm talking to him.
I look at Marcus. I'm like, dude, I can't hear you. My ears are ringing. I'm in
Let's
so much
continue.
pain. Stop. I can't hear you. That's not gonna happen, Marcus.
I hold up a couple gold coins while mouthing.
I just try and grab the cup of gold coins.
I thought you were playing an elf, not a goblin. God.
In that, would I, Gear being a drunk now, he would probably know some remedies, wouldn't he? Or do you want me to roll? What do you want me to do?
Roll a medicine check.
Medicine, okay.
Do I get to
Eric,
roll to
take
try and
Biden-
steal the money?
Take the 2
Odiden-
gold coins there.
Odiden can roll a medicine check as well for this if there is any remedies. Like,
That would be a okay.
Do I get to steal the gold coins? Like, am I?
No, I said take them. I
Oh,
said
okay.
take
How,
'em.
how much was that? It was just
Okay.
the other
I was
25.
holding up 2 coins.
So
Those 2
I
coins.
rolled an 18. That is a 23.
okay.
I also rolled an 18, so that makes that a 26.
So, both of you coming from different backgrounds. Gear, you would know of a few, like, alchemy things and stuff that people have seemed to find. You're sure that, like, if you could find, like, an alchemist shop, you could probably whip something up for him. Odiden, from your clerical background,
Not my snake background. Brass serpent.
no, not so much brass serpent, because, like, most people that you know within the brass serpent either don't drink alcohol or can hold their alcohol very, very well.
Boomstick.
And don't drink 65, you know.
It was an
Um, Would Gear probably, since he knew everything would happen the night before, he would have probably made up just some small concoction, right? Or not? I'm asking.
Well, you weren't here. I'll give it to you that you can. Maybe you wouldn't have gone yesterday because you had too much to do. And, like, it would have been towards the end of it. But, like, you could go and get them. But let me finish with Odiden. So, Odiden, you would know
Sorry.
specifically from your clerical stuff and listening to some of the other people speak that, like, the substance that Elril was talking about a little bit, that chemical that he was talking about that was found in some of those beans, would certainly help. And you would also know that drinking a lot of water would also just help with it. It's not going to be a cure-all and stuff like that, but it's probably the healthier option.
I got an idea that might help with the headache a little bit, but it'll cost you a couple gold.
Haven't you taken enough from me?
You just took the 2 gold from me. All I'm asking is the gold back.
Fine.
I got about 2 things of copper that I could give you. You see, as he's like again, like brushing his boomstick.
Well,
Oh, I guess
for the sake of last night, y'all and our history, I'll help you for free. But he's got to pay. After all, I had to sleep in the same bed with him covered in piss. He owes me.
You slept with him?
He fell on top of me and I couldn't get him off.
Sure, Marcus. Whatever you say.
So that's why you guys smell a bit foul.
I see.
Yeah.
I gotta take a bath.
I had a few maidens say the same thing to me. Oh.
Yeah, but you got that beer gut too.
So you kind of get the idea that like you could like caffeine would be something that would be helpful.
Oh, I know. But I have something else in mind if he's willing to pay the 2
Oh.
gold.
Oh, I already paid you the 2 gold.
Okay. I go behind the counter, talk to the barkeep for a second, come back with a cup. This should help you.
I grab the cup. I'd like to examine the cup, see what's inside it.
It's water.
It is.
Oh. Do I realize it's regular water, or do I think it's something special?
You see a clear liquid in a cup.
Fine.
It's
I
salt. No, I'm
choked.
kidding.
Yeah. I choked it down.
Do you choke down water?
I am not in a good state, friend.
He probably is not used to drinking it.
I'm used to drinking water. I'm just not in a good state right now.
It tastes like water.
How do I feel after I drank it?
Hydrated.
It's gonna take you a little bit. Give it a few minutes, and it should start to rehydrate.
Freaking
you.
like that one.
I
You
go-
feel hydrated.
I bend over, pick up Kurama again, and just hold him.
Be careful with movements like that; it'll hurt your head.
The only one that's keeping me standing right now is Kurama.
You better not puke on me.
I'm not gonna puke on you.
It's more
Puke
likely to
on
come
you.
out the other end, Karama.
Gear is given that he's having offers, he's probably not going to offer his services, I guess.
I'd like to make my way to wherever there is like, I guess it's straight ahead, like the chef area, like where the tavern keeper is like gonna serve up food.
Okay.
Good. What? The tavern keeper's there, right?
Mhm.
Good
It'd
sir.
be inside. Yeah.
Okay, so I make my way inside. Good sir. I don't know if you happen to have any really greasy dishes in the morning, like a real fattening, savory meal. I think it would help me out.
The piggy wants a greasy meal.
I could probably whip something up.
Oh, I appreciate it.
There, did Eric. How about an eating contest? Who can eat the most?
Marcus, enough with you.
I'll put 25 gold up.
No. Not today, man.
Me versus you. Come on.
You're in tip-top shape. I need this to soothe my stomach.
A little bit. Sometime later, you get a very greasy breakfast.
And a coward.
I go into my
Scared of
coin
the honest
purse.
competition.
What do I owe you?
It's on the tab. When you guys are ready to close out your tab, I'll give you all the price.
Oh, thank you. And I hobble away with like Kurama and like the plate in one hand. Like Kurama, I might have to put you down, buddy.
That's fine. I have 4 legs.
Okay, I put him down, but I kind of like drop him halfway because I don't want to bend all the way over.
He
And
just
then
kind of gives you a look like ass.
I start making my way to the table and I just start eating this greasy food. What is it, by the way? I'm curious. Like, what am I looking at?
If you have to ask, you don't want to know.
It's probably a solid answer.
Okay.
You asked for hot and greasy. You didn't ask for edible.
That's fair.
It's extremely greasy, though.
Oh, I'm loving every minute of it. Just gobbling it down.
I probably gave you some of the
Rancid ass.
drippings,
Rancid,
if you will.
Yeah, the drippings, yeah.
You're
rancid
just like,
greasy
oh, I
fat.
was going to throw this out anyway. I might as well get paid for it.
I do start feeling way better after starting to eat.
Okay.
Gear's probably just
Boomstick also, like, being fed water from Mercer.
I don't want any more fucking water.
Keep drinking it.
Inventory.
Gear probably is probably going to go talk to Mercer.
What
Well,
can I
this
do
is-
for you?
All happening.
As he's still like handing him thing of water.
Just a few questions, if you will.
Depends. The type of questions I gotta charge you for.
Well, I don't think so. You
Well,
know this
then,
town pretty well.
I've been here a couple times.
You got a couple questions on the layout, so to speak, and the surrounding territory. You seem to be pretty good friends with our. He looks over, trying to find Eric. The one eating that mess of a grease dish.
I just met him yesterday.
Now that's
Better
surprising.
friends with I'm better friends with your cleric.
Oh. Well,
Known
He
him
seems-
my entire life. Fucking asshole.
Wait, your entire life or my entire life?
His entire life is what he should have said.
Yeah. God damn.
Although Mercer's not that old either. Like, he's older, but not.
I'm trying to see if there's any artificers, any people who like tinkering with things around here
Did end.
in this town.
Oh, well. Maybe. If they're traveling this way.
Any spot they'd meet up at?
Same as anybody else. Probably here to get a drink, maybe a room. If they're renting a place, probably by the commission. They're trying to catch a ship down by the docks. Depends on what they're up to.
Okay. Is there a smithy or something around here?
Oh, sure there is. Pointing, like, across the way from the tavern, like, literally right next, like, part of the same building.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you look right here.
Shit. Like I said, I'm new here. Secondary. What are the hunting grounds like?
Giving you a look like, what? What do you mean the underground?
Not underground. Hunting ground.
Oh. Depends what you're trying to hunt.
Anything that has a nasty bite to it.
It depends what you're trying to hunt. If you're trying to hunt people, there's quite a few people who have a nasty bite. If you're trying to hunt monsters, I can help you with that. If you're trying to hunt animals, there's that too.
You're just like... You're a man of very specific wordings, are you not?
Can be.
God. Okay, I'm looking for...
I just want to know what you're looking for, friend. Still like
I-
shoving water to Boomstick. I'm okay, Mercer. Shit. Fuck, I'm feeling fine. Now I'm just starting to feel bloated.
Am I close enough to hear that?
Yes.
Boomstick? There's no way you're feeling bloated after a couple glasses of water with all you drank last night.
He's given me like 8
glasses of water so far.
That's
That's
it?
the most water I've drank in my entire life.
What if I told you I got 20 gold to finish this whole barrel of water?
You're full of shit.
I set down 20 gold. Mercer, if he drinks it,
That gold disappears. And you see him just starting to chug a barrel of water like it was alcohol.
well, when it gets almost empty, I'm gonna refill it with a spell. To create water and refill it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to pause that for a second. We're going to go back to the conversation between Mercer and Gear. Sorry, what were you asking?
Gear's just looking at Marcus like, really? Looks back at Mercer. I forgot what we were talking about.
Something you were looking to hunt something.
Oh yes, thank you. I'm looking
But you
for
never
poisons.
told me what you were looking. Oh. Well, I'm not really so keen on poisons. Not really my thing.
No, but you know animals that have poisonous bites. Nasty bites, so to speak.
Certain monsters.
Do you realize that poisonous monsters are actually venomous, right?
Oh, there's a few poisonous ones too.
Oh yeah, but the nasty bite would be venomous.
True.
Not necessarily.
Most cases you get bit by something, it's gonna be venom.
Yes, most cases. I'm not going to refute that.
Anything
not
else,
looking for
you're not really
venom.
gonna have. Well, then you ain't looking for something that bites. You're looking for something that just has some sort of oil.
Gear kind of rubs his brow a little bit.
There's a very two specific different things that you're looking to do here, friend.
I agree. Maybe I'm approaching this in the wrong way.
See, I'm a monster hunter. If I sit there, if I'm going after something, and that thing is attracted to little elves and stuff like that are just getting their feet wet into the monster hunting business, then that's what I need to bring as bait.
You bastard! You shut the fuck up. You
He's
shut
got
the
a
fuck
smile
up right
on
now.
his face.
Okay,
But if I
I'll
bring
tell you
up-
what I'm.
If I bring a little elf trying to get, or I'm sorry, a little human trying to get his feet wet into the poison business, that little wyvern ain't gonna be too.
I get what you're saying. Maybe I need to address it in a different way. I am an artificer, and I am looking to do research on poisons, venoms, things that make the body do adverse things. Where would I go to procure stuff that would do this?
Specifically poison, so you're also looking to get into venoms as well, because they can do that as well.
Yes.
To procure them, find an alchemist shop, or find a artificer who's doing the same thing. I know the Iron Merchant's dabbled in it, although a lot of his recent work has been in energy.
How would I get to meet this iron merchant?
Dead end.
So he's not here. Okay.
If you're looking to get into specific poisons and stuff and venoms like that, not really so much the brass serpent's purview.
Fair enough.
That's always been more of the Order of Phantoms.
Fair enough. Well, I bid you adieu. Gear grabs Marcus's arm and kind of tugs like, hey, I need to talk to you. He gestures with his head.
Tips his hat.
I'll talk to you later, Mercer. Don't go nowhere too fast. Although with that anchor at your side, you know.
So, as that is happening, you can see that, like, the water is starting to appear low in the barrel.
Oh, I refill that shit.
He stops for a second. What the You son of a bitch.
I said you had to finish it. I never said nothing couldn't be added.
Actually, what you said was that it had to be emptied. He smashes the top of it and
I
turns it
said
upside.
if you drink the whole barrel, that's what I said. That's what I said. Drink the whole barrel. And then I handed money to Mercer, saying if he drinks everything, he can have this.
Fine. He points his shotgun at you and goes to continue chugging the water.
Oh, I wouldn't do it more than once. I'm not that mean.
That doesn't change the fact that he's pointing the shotgun at you and watching you intently as he's finishing this.
I pretend I'm going to
Latest
cast a
batch.
spell and see what he's.
You hear the flint, like the hammer of it pull back.
He's a bit touchy today, isn't he?
Do I hear any of this happening?
Oh yeah, you're in the same vicinity.
I look up, I look at it, and I just go back to my food.
You can hear, by the way, also, like, there's almost, like, grumbling coming as he's, like, drinking this, and you can almost make out the words, motherfucker.
I have finished my food. I'd like to get up and just, like, stand over here and wait for the time where Boomstick stops, like, chugging this barrel of water.
While you're heading there, just probably go and
I'm
grab
up.
your arm too.
One moment on that, though. Locknada, what are you doing during all this?
Yeah, I was muted this
Manliness.
entire time.
Oh my god.
No, I said something really funny. Nobody heard it.
Well, that's probably for the best.
Oh no.
We're the funny people in this group.
I literally said I walk outside and see everybody fucking around. I was like, I'm not dealing with this today. Just hers around. No, but he's kind of just gonna be standing out, like he's gonna be like standing by the group or like sitting by the group, whatever, just eating and kind of just thinking about the next steps we need to take. Going over all the information we've acquired so far.
Elriel is nearby and he's like, we should probably tell the other two soon. Not
Yeah,
getting a
I
sense
just
of what we're trying to do here.
I just don't want to do it in front of the other two there.
Oh,
You know?
fair enough.
Yeah. So, and if I just tell him, like, hey, I need to talk to you, that could, I don't want to raise eyebrows.
Somehow I feel like that's not really going to raise too many eyebrows concerning this group already.
You know what? That's
That one's too hungover and that one doesn't seem to care about the extraordinary too much.
fair enough. Hey, you three. We need to talk somewhere. Let's go. And we'll start,
That's
like,
where you
walking.
are. I was
No
looking for
habla
you.
inglés.
Squeezes
Before you
Marcus's
all-
arm a little bit.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Did he finish his water?
Does finally finish and then just sets the barrel down, upside down, and no water is leaking out.
You're a big boy now. Good job. Take care of him, Mercer. Wouldn't want the
But-
wee man to hurt himself.
I'm about to take his kneecaps out.
So I'd be the same height as you then?
Preferably shorter. Maybe I'll just take a little extra.
I'd pay you to do it.
You'd have
yeah?
to take quite a
How
bit
much?
off my ear tops.
How much you offer?
Unfortunately, I'm too broke to offer much.
Well, don't fucking make an offer then. Fuck.
A man for money, ain't ya? I can respect
He just
that.
drank water for money. He's definitely a man for money. I don't think I've ever seen him drink water before.
It squeezes the arm a little more like, hey, we really do gotta get going.
Do we though?
Yes, we do.
My arm that's not being held by Gear, because I think he's holding me and Marcus at the moment. I outstretch my hand to Boomstick, You know how to party, man. I hope we get to cross paths again.
Fair enough. Think we need a rematch.
Sure. I'll hold myself to that.
I think you guys need a shower.
You know, I was so
You're the one that's
impressed by
pulling on my
your
arm here. If
drinking
you want me
last
to go
night.
shower, I'll go shower.
You know, I'm so impressed by your drinking skills last night. Here's 25 gold bonus. Appreciate you putting him to shame and showing him what it means to actually be able to drink.
You son
Thank
of a
you.
bitch.
I hand him 25 gold.
I add 25 gold to my inventory.
Well, it seems like your friend there was in a bit of a rush to go tell y'all something. We'll be around here if you needed to talk.
Grand, we just met the fucker.
You're just like, I'm going to rip your guys' arms off one by one and start beating you with them. We got stuff to do. Let's go.
At least I'll be getting beat again.
Unlike
I miss-
Marcus, I
some
start
days I
moving
miss
with them.
blackjack, you know. Anyway, let's go.
Yeah, I've already started moving.
I take him over to Luck. Yeah. Locknajaw. Locknajaw. Wow. Locknajaw. I'm gonna take him over to Locknajaw.
Okay. So you guys find some private corner.
And it really just like you guys roleplay. I'd be like, well, it's a private corner where nobody's here.
Private-ish corner.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. This is a sit down.
Wait, is Elreal
This
supposed
is
to be
a
with us?
This is the
Yes.
situation.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows. He knows what's good.
Definitely not that beer.
Unlike you guys, he was doing
So-
his job last night.
I did a pretty damn good job, if you ask me.
Well, regardless, we were able to talk with Iron Boot last night. And I'm pretty sure we have him on our side.
Oh,
but
that's
from
great.
what I and he really didn't know much of the situation either, as everybody else was still figuring it out. But they may be, from what I could tell, Brass Serpent may be forced to move on to Lasharva pretty soon. So we don't have much time left.
Iron
You get it.
wants us to try and parlay with Gravebeard, I think his name is. And the
Great
other-
Jaw and Blackjack.
Yeah, those two. And who best but the people who know them?
No habla inglés.
Marcus.
You'd have better luck parlaying with him. Last time I saw him, I pretty much told him to fuck off on his way to life.
Look,
And I was
I'll
going,
I'll talk to anybody that needs talking to. I understand why
Oh,
you're
and
asking us.
Iron isn't too upset with you being here.
oh, I'm
You're
not worried
just-
about Iron Boots. I was like, I'm just saying. that
Not you,
I'm probably-
Marcus.
Not you, Marcus. Talking to the.
I mean,
talking to
I
Eric.
wouldn't expect him to. He's the one that saved me.
Yeah.
Ariel will pipe in.
And if you.
The concern, though, is that we may not have time to do both.
Which is the problem.
I cannot be in both places at once.
So we need to parlay and we need to do what else?
I make a pact with them.
Well, either speaking.
We
with
need
Grave-
them to be I and I.
Either speaking with Gravejaw and sparking the flame further, or having him stand down, or speaking with Blackjack and having him come to terms with the fact that peace may not be possible with Lasharva, or finding a way to settle the conflict.
Yeah.
We don't got much time left.
The main issue being with everything is It's my understanding that we have to go help out certain folk. And last time those people were helped out by Iron Boot, there was hard feelings between him and Blackjack. So it's also in your guys' our benefits to try and figure out a way that all three of them can get along.
Well, we gotta look at this. If we don't think we can keep peace, we gotta look at the side that'll cause the least amount of casualties.
I think no matter what we do, it doesn't matter what we do. Lasharva's still gonna move, and that's gonna make everything a lot worse.
As Iron Boot told me, the fuse is already lit.
It's just a matter of time before it goes boom.
I mean, we already have 2 of the 3 on our side. Do we really need the other?
If we don't want the brass serpent to splinter and destroy itself from within, it'd be wise to try to get them to work together.
Okay. So what say you, Marcus?
Why do you think it's best for me? That man gave me daily beatings.
You're still more connected with the brass serpents than any of us.
No, but you're a good source of information. What can you tell us about him?
Necessarily, though. Laknada has good connections with the brass serpent too.
Oh, true.
I
true.
do. Well, if we go the route of Blackjack, unfortunately, Marcus, you're going to be our best bet. But if we go with Gravejaw, then I'm going to be our best bet. I have direct contact with Gravejaw, but
So why don't we go, if you have direct contact with Gravejaw, why don't we go to meet Blackjack and use you to communicate with Gravejaw and try to make some kind of peace parlay and hit 2 birds at once? Why is there...
do that.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I
But
like
the
that.
biggest, the bigger issue is the information that we have. We can't very well tell people that we can't fully trust. So
Because
how
we don't know.
We know
We don't know who's
we-
with the guild, who's with the cult, and who's not.
I can tell you right now that there's no one I trust more than Blackjack, despite my misgivings of him.
So perhaps if you have a direct connection with Gravejaw, perhaps you should try and arrange a meeting for him to come to Freeport.
I was just about to say that.
No, I second that. That'll get us. We're going to Freeport anyway.
Or alternatively, to have, if you have connection, well, you have connection with Mercer and Boomstick the other way around. Just depends on whether you wish to go to Dead End or to Freeport.
The big
guys-
question is the big thing is you can't very well go to Dead End without being watched. That's the
guys
big
also-
thing.
You guys also
Oh,
know that I need to go to Freeport. Like, Talon, I have to save him.
What makes you think we're not being watched now?
No, wait, what do you mean by that, Eric?
Well, after here, we're supposed to go towards where Talon is.
Right.
And the group.
But you can get there. You can get there from Freeport or
Or
Dead
Dead
End.
End.
Right, but
We can
which
get
one's
them
closer?
anywhere.
I thought Freeport was
technically
closer.
Freeport is closer, but that's kind of what was being said here is that you really only have time to go to one of the cities.
Yeah.
Oh,
We only
okay.
have time to go one
Yeah.
place over the other. So if we go to Dead End, we can meet with Gravejaw. But if we can meet with Gravejaw there and have Blackjack try to come over there. Or if we go to Freeport, we can meet Blackjack there and then have like Gravejaw come over there too.
But that's what I'm saying. If we go to meet Blackjack, we could just use your connection. I believe it was a sending stone, correct? To contact Gravejaw and communicate that way.
Exactly.
But it would be best to have them both in person, though.
Yes.
Yeah, I
That's
would
what I'm
prefer
gonna.
them to be in person.
If you are going to try and have them make peace with each other.
Well, but if the negotiations go wrong, instead of peace, they'll be making pieces.
We can hold them back if we have to.
You're a fool if you think you stand a chance against them.
If they go at it with each
You
other,
don't think
it'll be
all
our best
four
bet
of
to
us
get
could
out of that
handle them?
room.
Absolutely not.
No.
Interesting.
If they start
if
fight,
they feud, it's gonna be war.
We're already in a
Not
war.
not between themselves, but between their kin.
You have to remember, these are men that live on the edge of death every day of their lives. What do they have to fear with some scrawny runts like us? They wake
That's-
up every day prepared to die. They're not
That's-
afraid to make decisions we never would think of.
That's not the issue. We need every able body. And they
I'm
are a
just
part of the every
saying
able body.
that we have no chance of fighting them and winning.
If we fight them, we fight their forces. Just
Oh,
like if
no.
we fight Lisharva, we fight their forces.
All I'm saying is if we decided to fight Blackjack, he could easily take us on his own, and he would do so just to humiliate us. He wouldn't need anybody else.
Would also be putting you at odds, unfortunately, with your two friends,
Yes.
as they are
Don't
loyal
forget,
to Blackjack.
Mercer and Boomstick do side with Blackjack.
This isn't something that comes easy for anybody. We know what we have to do. And we are on a very, very, very short
Ooh.
leash on what we can do.
From what that Kai who was visiting was saying, by the way, it seems as though they're seeking more help as well. We can't just do nothing either. We need to find help for them.
We have
That's
help
true.
for them if we get Blackjack to side with Ironboot. Ironboot is at ends meet with him because of last time he helped out. So there is the help if we succeed. The question being, though, now is, are we going to be able to make the succeed happen? And who we are going to talk to.
We have to talk to Blackjack. No matter what, we have to talk to Blackjack. I understand we have to talk to Graveshaw too, but no matter what, we need to get Blackjack on our side.
And I understand your dilemma.
I agree with that, but we also need to stop Gravejaw from burning down the city once he finds out what happened to Ballast.
Correct.
Yes,
Yes.
it's already spreading beyond
There's one more
me.
element that you guys may not know. That was his hometown.
This is gonna be rough.
Some
We either gotta
people
Freeport-
should just apologize, and I think that will help Gravejaw come to terms.
Yeah, he'll want an apology with a bullet in between his eyes. We can't do that. That's not gonna work.
You guys
I'm not
forget.
saying that Gear, I'm talking more about he's not going to rest until Lashava is in flames.
Yeah.
We know.
I'm all for that.
True, but
Oh.
we need to do so in a way that it doesn't kill our own allies.
We can't have him going up. We can't have him going straight for war right now. We're nowhere near ready to take on
We're
that
already
beast.
at war. All we need to do is just get him on our side and make him realize that we're fighting the same war. He doesn't need
Okay,
to go in gung-ho. He just needs to realize that we want Lisharva to burn as well.
Okay,
Lisharva
let me-
has been
let me-
raging war on all of the lands.
Eric, let me paint you a picture real quick. You have a trap for a mouse, right? The trap is slowly burning already. And there's a tipping point. That tipping point is where we're at. Now, if that tipping point burns through everything we have done up until now, everything you guys have done up until now was all for nothing. If that thread that is still there just kind of dwindles out and bides enough time for the forces that we need to be bolstered to be able to do what you guys set out to do, so my ass isn't killed, that is what we need. And Gravejaw is the one who will make that break.
He's also the one that will be most likely to help us in fighting Lasharva. Lasharva
He's the one who
Lasharva is the
is
enemy.
going.
Lasharva's the one that started the war that has been invading all the lands. He wants the
I know,
same thing
you
we
forget.
want.
You forget. I was one of the Lasharvan who are doing it.
You're no longer that.
It doesn't matter. He'll still see him as he's the one that planted the bomb.
He doesn't have to bring
If
it
he
up.
tries-
Why does he have to tell him all that information?
You'll
Why is
figure-
that important?
Blackjack knows.
The
So something could slip.
The news of Belest has already spread.
Yeah, but do they know
Iron
that you
Boot,
are behind
Iron-
it?
It don't matter. Iron Boot knew about it before I confronted him, so it's already reached.
Zacharias Black does know that he was involved.
So
Well,
then I
most
think the
likely.
best thing for us, Gear, is for you not to be present when we talk to Gravejaw and Blackjack at the same time.
I'm
Right
not sure I
now,
agree with that, though.
I'm the one who holds all the cards, unfortunately.
Well, we need to come up with something, and we need Gravejaw on our side, and we need Blackjack on our side. We need both of them.
But we can't have both. Not in the beginning, and that's the dilemma.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, why can't we have both is what I'm trying to understand.
We can have both. Besides,
We just
me
need them
take-
to get along.
That's like saying water needs to get along with fire.
If they have the same common enemy, they can put their differences aside.
From my understanding, and perhaps Marcus can back me up on this, the main thing with Blackjack is that he's trying to preserve a lot of the life that is within Lasharva itself, recognizing that not all of Lasharva is guilty of this, but rather a few bad apples within the city.
Once I show them the paperwork, he will know, both of them will know, the corruption. Because this is unlike Lasharva. Lasharva's always had one goal, but it wasn't for Kamicus.
So why don't we talk to Blackjack? Convince him that maybe a war is not necessarily a war between Lasharva and others aren't necessary. We should try to incite a civil war where the lower class overthrows the ruling class who is in charge of corruption. And in doing so, prevent the war. And also cleanse the filth and corruption.
We can't prevent a war that's already happening. The war's already going on. The war's been going on. Like, I understand, like, a revolt would be a good idea. I mean, heck, that's what I recommended Talon to do, and it worked out. I mean, unfortunately, he was gravely injured, but it seems to be moving that civilization into the right, or that group, I should say, into the right direction. But I don't think trying to infiltrate Lasharva and get them to revolt at this time is the right decision. I think we need to get...
The cult of the ephemeral is also a major issue with that.
Right. I mean, there's so many factors in Lasharva right now that putting another group in there to try to manipulate, it's time not well spent. I agree that we should go talk to Blackjack.
It could prove fruitful in some regards, but one way or another, I do believe that a conflict with Lasharva is necessary one way or another.
Right.
The conflict is unavoidable, no matter what we do.
We can convince Blackjack that this is necessary, and perhaps he can be the one that can prevent this from being an all-out bloodbath that Gravejaw would bring. Bring a bit of sense of reason and order to it instead of just senseless murder.
That's what I was trying to suggest. If we convince Blackjack to work on a civil war to kill just the corrupted, if we can convince him to join us on a partial war, we can hopefully convince Gravejaw that destroying the corruption is enough instead of just wiping out everybody.
But the big issue is we don't know who he's affiliated with, what sides he holds when it comes to the three... What were they called there?
The Guild's 3.
The Guild's 3. And that's where all the issues... that's where the issues are. Because we don't know if their leaders are also part of this cult. We don't know if they're corrupted, so to speak. I get you guys may trust the people, but the people may have to report to other people. and
Unfortunately,
might also be being watched as well. I can tell you, in Lasharva, I was being watched. So
We could establish spy networks as well, though, and start gaining information that way.
right now, information is what we need. Unfortunately, beyond everything else, we need
That
to
is
know.
something that I can help with. Spying was kind of my thing.
Well, were you trying to be caught by Iron Boot? Is the question, and he just kind of snickers, like, "I'm giving you a joke. Don't bite my head off," sort of thing.
Regardless, we have so many pieces we need to move, yet we don't even have those pieces. So let's.
The pieces
got-
are the information, though.
Yeah, but that'll come in
Let's-
time. We got to make a decision right now. And the
That-
decision is are we going to Dead End to talk to Gravejaw, or are we going to talk to Blackjack in Freeport? And personally, I think an easier conversation would be with Blackjack at this time.
But I could just talk to Gravejaw right now and get him to.
Exactly, because you have the stone.
why don't we sleep on it and consult those with a higher power? It's been a while since we visited the tavern.
We have Kurama right next to us. We can talk to him.
I'm talking
Rama, what do
about
you
like
think?
talking to the Titan's son, tavern keeper.
Oh, no, I understand.
Yeah,
but
like someone who would
Kurama
open-
is a
I think
direct
the
link to
key-
Okaris.
I think the key does open, like, tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so too.
I would like to see if Chimera is doing better.
I think that our best course of action moving forward to avoid most bloodshed would be to consult the Titans.
I don't disagree.
There's too many moving pieces we cannot see. I don't think we can make the wisest choice as blind
Well,
as we are.
If you want my personal opinion, I say we go to Freeport, and I'll figure out a way to convince Gravejaw to meet us at Freeport. Get them to sit down and talk everything out. We need them both on our side.
But we need the information that they're not going to tell the people who are in charge of them.
Yeah, but
when
why?
it comes to
but
the
they could-
Guilds 3.
But why would they just tell
you
us?
Misunderstand. You misunderstand. Gravejaw and Blackjack are the leaders of the Brass Serpent.
So they're gonna.
So you're saying a cult who has infiltrated isn't going to have eyes on the things that they infiltrated?
I mean, yeah, but
You
we're
s-
talking
you-
to the
you
two
s-
leaders. We don't care about the men that were infiltrated.
We need our
not-
actions being hidden. That's the thing.
So why wouldn't we go directly to the leaders to stay hidden in our actions?
Because the leaders are the most likely ones being watched. I know if I were to infiltrate anything and I knew the leaders were very powerful people, I would have eyes on them constantly.
Do you really think those two aren't going to be able to find an area where they can't be spied on or spoken to or heard?
I'm saying that we're going to have to try to figure out who we can trust based upon the eyes on them.
We already know we can trust Blackjack, and I believe Locknada in trusting Gravejaw. So I don't see where the deceit is.
The deceit isn't with us.
No,
or
it's not.
them.
It's not us.
The-
You're saying because the Guilds 3 has infiltrated the Breath Serpent and and have their
No,
men.
I'm
in-
saying the
No,
I'm-
the
I'm
cult.
saying-
The
I'm
cult.
saying the cult.
He's saying that the cult may have infiltrated not just Losharva, but also, and not just the Order of Fans, but also the Trade Lords, and the Brass Serpent, and then who else? Who knows where else they could be?
Well, yeah, but this is information we know. But even
But
if
we don't know
even
who's
if
who.
these individuals have infiltrated, are you then stating that these two leaders are part of
Are-
the cult? Because I don't believe they are.
No,
That's
they're
not-
being. He's saying that there's a chance that they're being watched right now by the cult if they're not part of the cult. If they are part of the cult, there's no reason for them to be watched.
Right, so
Unless they're
I
being
don't disagree
protected.
with that at all. I agree with both of you 100% on that front. But us
I'm
going
just-
to see them and speak with them shouldn't
think we can
alert
really
the
afford-
cult. We can't
He's
afford
just
to
say-
not do it, even if the cult's involved.
He's just
We
saying
have
we need to
time
figure.
to. we have
He's
time to
safe.
figure out information because we're going to consult the ones who are above us.
It
So in
would
that
make
time, it makes sense for someone to go out and try and get the information, see if they're being watched. Watch the watchers, so to speak. He looks over at Elriel.
Well,
Is
I
that
can certainly get on a ship tonight and head towards one of the cities and start watching one of them. I don't have the network that I used to in terms of spies and whatnot, but I can I can focus on building that up now and start getting people under me and build up spy networks within different cities. Or I can go and specifically watch one of them myself now.
I have a quick
No,
question,
your
Bird.
first option is good.
I would like
We need
to.
all.
I wouldn't be able to get. It would be some time before I would be able to meet back up with you all, but
Of course.
So
and it will be time before I'm able to get you any relevant information.
I would like to see if Sir Paulwyn is around, up on the roof above us, peering in, listening.
He is not with right now. Last time that you guys saw him, he was with the cart and newspaper.
Okay, so he hasn't like traveled over to us. Okay, thank you.
Nope.
Seeing
Correct.
if I can use a second mercenary.
Ariel, I will say this. Blackjack knows of my illness and has helped me maintain it. For that reason alone, I trust him with my life.
I think that's a very good reason to trust him.
But the issue isn't trusting anymore. We already know there's eyes everywhere.
I agree with
That's-
that. The concern I believe here isn't necessarily that Blackjack or Gravejaw are part of the cult, but rather there might be people who are watching them that are.
Exactly. Because,
we-
like I said, I was being watched. It was a little
Either
rough for me.
way, I
to get
don't
out
believe that
myself.
changes your course of action in this case, though. You can't afford not to talk to them.
Exactly.
True. And I would completely agree. But right now, seems like we are going to wait a little bit and hear from our hires. So
But
while
we-
we're waiting, would you
I can
mind
leave
to
for
go
a
see
I
Black?
can. Well, that depends on what the group is asking me to do. Like I said, I can either go and specifically watch a group of one individual, or I can go and begin building my spy network.
I'm relatively new here. I have no pull with anybody. I gave my opinion. I will do what you as a group see fit because unfortunately I'm bound to you guys. So, in that regard, whoever is the leader of this group is their decision. It's not
The
mine.
Titans put Lochnadan in charge of the Order of Calphenix.
The Order of Kelphenix.
So, Lochnajaw, it's up to you. It sounds like, though, with everything out on the table.
So just so you all know, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's in charge of all of this.
Yeah,
It just
we're
means
we're
that
all
he's
kind of
in
equal
charge.
in this.
But
And
he
like we had to
is
say, there's a
specifically-
leader.
He
Yeah.
is specifically managing the Order of Calphenix.
You guys are basically my assistants in that. Basically, is what he's trying to say.
As the heralds, you are all equal. It's just that is one specific thing that he is managing.
Exactly.
So technically,
You'll all have
If-
different things eventually.
yeah,
or,
but
or
right
currently.
now,
Well, no, because you don't have everything that you're going to get yet.
No, I know that.
right now, all we have is the Order of Kelphenix, but
Kinda.
like, there's
Kinda.
not a lot of people.
Right.
What?
You
Yeah,
have to build up the Order of Calphenix.
we have to build it up. So, I mean, I can make the decision if it's pertaining to people that are part of the Order of Kelphenix, like our quote unquote mercenary here. But like
also
we don't have a
have
lot of people,
options.
so it'd be easier if we all were able to just make a decision together.
Correct.
I mean, I'm always down for building up a spy network.
We still have a full set of stones, correct?
Yep, I have them. I was gonna give them to Talon, but I currently still have them.
What if two of us went to each of the leaders with one of the stones, and afterwards we met up where Talon is?
So 2 of the party go to Dead End, and 2 of the party go to Freeport.
That's kind of risky.
It's risky just because of the traveling.
Well, that and plus it's going to be a big headache for the DM.
From my perspective, that would be a very risky plan because, again, as you mentioned, the cult of the ephemeral.
Exactly.
If they figured out that you all were separated to that degree,
It'll make it even worse.
Yeah, because you guys
We
will get
need
attacked and you'll
to-
be outnumbered.
We need to do what we need to do hiddenly. We don't need to bring attention to ourselves. That is going to be the hard thing to do.
from everything that I've seen so far, it appears that you all have... how do I put it? Gained the attention of whatever your ultimate enemy is.
I hold my my arm where Nelixis did the thing.
Well, it would take less time for us to rest up, plan ahead, and then make a move after consulting with the Titans than it would to move on ahead and find out we've gone the wrong direction.
I don't disagree.
I think it would be wiser to wait and consult with them before we make our next move.
As I
Alright.
stated, this is a decision I cannot make, unfortunately. I know what I would do. I'd wait for the
kill 'em
information
all, I
to make
know.
itself processed. But that's me.
Well, how long do you think that'll take? We don't have time to wait for that much information.
From what it sounds like, we've got sending stones. And Ariel has a few spies he can send.
I have none actually right now. I would
I
have
haven't-
to build them up.
I have an
You-
injured
that's what-
Kai. I need to
Would it
save
make
him.
more sense to give one of the stones to Elriel?
I was about to suggest
how-
that.
And I was going to say,
I know you want to
Uh,
give one to Talon, but if
As-
we are to build this network and rely on it, we need information, and timing of
We need-
information is key.
We need
Take too long to
information.
relay
from
information,
everywhere.
and it could be, but take too long to relay information, and it becomes irrelevant.
Right now, Ariel's our best bet at getting as much information as we can.
And if he is creating a spy network for us, he's
Can I
getting
make it-
information from multiple sources.
Right, but
Not
you
right
gotta
away,
understand,
though.
guys. There's
Bear
two
in
things
mind
going on
that
right
we-
now. It's either he builds the spy network because it's not built yet, or he goes out and gets us information. It's either or.
That's
It's
true.
not the two. So it's do
But
we
if
have
he
him set
creates
up
a
his spy
spy
network, or
network-
do we? Yeah, but the spy network has to have time to be created.
Yes.
Correct.
We're not going to get the information unless we either send him now or we get him to start working on the spy network. And I say start working on the spy network.
So do I. But if he needs to
You won't
contact
get
us
the
in an
informa-
emergency,
Correct.
Right.
But you won't get the information from him immediately because he's going to be working on recruiting, not gaining information.
Right. So at this time, it doesn't make
Oh.
sense to give him this sending stone because he's not going to have any information to give us because he's going to be busy trying to recruit people.
Okay,
but
what if
if we can't get in touch with him, he won't know where to meet us. And if something were to
Ariel
happen,
kind
we
of
wouldn't
like
know.
Ariel kind of like tilts his head. Trust me, I'll find you.
he's
He's our mercenary. He'll
What if-
find us.
he just has to
Yeah, what if
follow
we-
the smell
what
of piss. He'll find us.
what if we do
Pardon me
this?
for
I
not
just need-
trusting everything.
All I have to do is follow the trail of burning buildings and chaos, and I'll find you all.
As,
So
What
what were you
happens
saying?
if we need to find you and you're no longer around? We can get more sending stones. I'm pretty
have-
sure we can do that.
You have a raven, don't you?
Yeah,
He's off on a mission currently, I believe.
he is currently on a mission. Yes, but
He'll
yes, I
actually
do have
be
qual.
resting, but
Yes, he should be. Yeah.
all right, Ariel, this is what you're gonna do. Go out, build your network. Take as long as you need to make sure you have spies as literally everywhere at this point, because it's more than just the brass serpent we gotta worry about. The brass serpent is just the very beginning.
I'm going to set up my operation here then.
Okay.
This is where I'll start.
It's a good
If
place
you
to
need
start
to
it.
contact me,
See if
you need to
Iron Boot will help
contact
you.
me, send the raven here.
Okay, I can do that.
From there, I'll start beginning to build up my spy network, and whatever you all decide to do, just keep me informed.
I put out a hand to him, and like a sign of a handshake.
He takes it.
Just give him like a nice firm handshake.
Gives
All right.
basically like this salute and like twirls around and vanishes off into the shadows.
Still
We have our
talking very openly. Make sure you find the people you can trust.
Oh, he's
Don't.
He's gone.
You do hear
Yeah.
that. You don't see him, but you hear, of course.
well. We have our spy master now,
Sounds good to me.
so that's
Now
good.
the question that we all have: what do we do now?
We go to Freeport. That's my
I
idea.
say we
I
go to
thought-
Freeport, and I
thought we were
try to
gonna
convince
wait.
Gravejaw to come over.
I thought we
Great.
agreed to wait and visit the tavern.
Yeah,
Nice.
we're going to the
That-
tavern first.
That was. I'm just letting you know what my personal opinion is, but it may change.
Well,
So-
what if we find out after we get there that we went to the wrong location?
Well,
I
that's why we're
think
going
it
to the
doesn't-
tavern.
Well, he's suggesting going there first.
No, he's not. He's
I-
saying that's the idea that we currently have, unless it changes after going to
That's
the tavern.
that's
and
my
talking.
personal.
That's just
that
his
was my
opinion.
That was my opinion. That was
All
my
right.
opinion.
Why don't we
The-
stock up
The
and
gear
get ready?
just kind of lights a cigar and just like rolls his eyes. You
The
guys are
tavern will
giving me a
open in
headache.
the morning. So what I would like to do here is, if you guys are going to do the tavern, because
Mhm.
that's probably going to take up the rest of the episode.
Mhm.
Let's do this. So let's take a 10-minute break now.
Mhm.
And then if there's any immediate things that you want to do in the day, like for the remainder of this day, just think about that during the break and like let me know. But otherwise, I'd like to basically skip ahead to the tavern so we have time to do all the tavern stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot that we're gonna be doing.
Right, so I'd like to get started on that for the remaining, because I'd like to keep it an hour and end at 9:30.
Okay, sounds good to me. See
I
you guys
say
in a bit.
I want to do some blue booking, but that'll be it.
Book like what happens in here, or like for the remainder of the time that you have like today. If it's something specific that you guys like want to do shopping or whatever, but you kind of already did that already.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
what
do
the
want to
house
get
is.
to the tavern so that way we get that started. For time's sake.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like blue book it later, it can be dealt with after the
Yeah.
fact.
So let's take a 10-minute break then, and come back. So you guys will spend another night, and if you want to do anything for the remainder of that day, because it was only like midday, but I do want to skip ahead for story reasons.
That's it. I'm just gonna blue book it later.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and I'll just blue book as well.
So the next morning, Marcus, you'll recognize that the key that you've been carrying around begins to glow again, indicating that it is ready to be used. And you all gather up the party, and Gear, you're just like he has you gather outside of the tavern, and you're like, what the, He closes the door, and I'll let y'all role play from this point on.
You said the tavern. It's that way. We just. What's going on?
He
here?
doesn't know,
No,
guys.
You're at the tavern right now.
Yeah.
And he closed the tavern door.
Yeah.
I don't have time to explain, and I just walk in.
I just nonchalantly hide the fact that I turned the key in. It's like, this is a great magic trick, and I open the door and it's a completely different area.
You see what looks like a completely different tavern inside.
You're just like kind of mouth agape with a unlit, but a previously lit but now unlit cigar, just kind of like hanging. Like what?
When you've killed as many people as me, you may learn this trick.
I've killed
That's-
more than you.
That's why I fucked him
No.
up, I think, because like if he thinks that you have to kill more than he's already killed.
So as you walk through the portal,
No,
you find yourself
just-
in
what looks like a completely different realm.
I beeline it to Gregory.
And there is a tavern floating in the middle of this realm.
Gear just is kind of like, huh. He's just looking like he's trying to figure out if he's on an island that is completely just floating.
I
You
just
can't
come back
tell.
over. It's like, hey, are you you gonna come or what? We don't really have. Well, let's just go.
By the gods, what have I gotten myself into?
Hello,
Oh, more.
Curry.
I'm just kidding. I'm over here now.
So give me just 1 second, and I'll start role-playing the characters that are being spoken to. Give me 1 second, though.
I am not speaking to Gregory. I'm just giving him scritches. While everybody else is doing
I
their
thought his
thing.
name was Gregory.
It is Gregory. Did I say Jeffrey
Well, that's
again?
how he said.
I think
I
You
don't
did
know.
say Jeffrey again.
Doing that?
I have
Anyway.
no idea what you said. I just want to make fun of you.
No,
You
I
guys
definitely
messed
said
up.
Gregory.
You walk in and you see Eric giving scritches to a rat.
Interesting rat there.
Marcus, how are you today?
I've been better. A lot has happened. I'm glad to see multiple Titans here. It'll make it easier to commune and move forward.
Tempestra mentioned that she felt that you all needed to speak with as many of us as were available.
Wait, what? he is legitimately just kind of like saying that.
Yeah,
You
you
must-
just walk over. He's like, "There's a lot more than you realize is going on here."
I don't think I should be here.
You must be Olivandria's project.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
You got called a
I'm
project.
sorry. He says it twice, like, new here. I
Don't
know
be
everybody's
sorry,
mad at
Smith.
me. Sorry.
Don't be sorry to me. I wasn't the one who was hurt. But Olivandria believes in you, and so too in turns do we.
So, how's
Interesting.
the chest doing?
You notice again that more of that energy seems to be in him, and that his sheen is decaying.
Still fine. But I do urge, again, haste.
That's where we're at a standstill, not quite sure where to go. Maybe we should gather everybody up and discuss what has happened.
Well, time is frozen here, you hear from the barkeeper. So we have time. Make sure you get
Wait.
yourselves comfortable and get a drink.
Beard just kind of scratches. Time frozen?
It is a different realm, after all.
I need a drink. I need a drink.
Well, don't worry. They
Give
were
him
trying
something
to
to
help
eat.
you.
He's gonna need it.
I need to stop drinking. But I need a drink. He just kind of like sits back into a chair like, what?
I'll have my usual, please.
I'm
He
just
comes
laughing
over,
and
he
watching all of this.
He hands you a bottle, Marcus. And
Thank
then he
you.
walks over to Gear, and he sets down a mug, and as he does, you see magic come from his hand, and it fills up with exactly what Gear was wanting.
I'm going to say he was wanting a stout liquor.
And it fills up with exactly that.
Okay.
Yeah. We got some Nice Goliath brew.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I see that you're new here. Name's Galvith.
Galvith, I'm Gear. What?
who you are.
Where? I guess my reputation precedes me.
That, and also of who my mother is. I can't help it.
Who's your mom?
And it gestures over, and you see Zalagosa over there, as well as Cold Armazu.
She's a mind reader.
You can see just not enough liquor on the world today. That's what you guys are getting from him right now. Okay, that's. He takes a big drink, like, okay, what? Huh? Sort of stuff.
Galvith is starting to go back to behind the counter, but he passes by Lochnadah. Don't forget to feed the sword.
Yeah.
So you know what happened with that,
I can read minds.
of course.
It says Galvith made his way.
It's someone else's turn to feed it. I fed it enough last time.
It says Galvith made his way back to me, with me and just like giving scritches to Gregory. Galvith, I'm nursing a pretty bad hangover. You got any fix for me?
I
Or
do.
alcohol.
Wait, you've had a hangover for 2 days?
I drank a lot.
He drank a lot. I will accept that one because yeah. He hands
for a
you.
whole week.
He hands you a very dark liquid.
Galvith, what? Before I drink this, I appreciate you helping me. What exactly is this?
That's for you to drink and find out.
All right, bottoms up. I
Oh.
just like drink it all.
I can't believe you tricked him into drinking that.
It is extremely strong. It is not alcohol.
Like
It
bitter
tastes
strong.
very bitter,
Okay.
but enough where it was just like you feel as though like Tempestra, who is right next to you, just zapped the shit out of you.
Oh. I look at Tempestra. Tempestra, was this your doing?
I had nothing to do with that.
I felt like I got electrocuted.
Have you been electrocuted before?
It's just an expression, Tempestra.
Would you like to find out?
I thought we were good. We had that heartfelt moment.
She has a grin on her face. That doesn't mean that it can't shock the shit out of you. That's fun.
I kind of give like Tempestra that look, like that I'm interested, but then like try to hide it. And then I make my way over with Gregory in my hands to my friend.
You see a
Chimera.
dangerously mischievous look appear on her face.
Well,
And then yeah.
And
I'm
there
just-
you see Chimera.
So up and about, I see.
Yeah, you can say that. Did I die?
Kind of.
We tried.
I
This is the
kind of
af-
died too.
So this is the afterlife then.
No, you're not dead. We were able to get rid of whatever that was in you. We've come to learn it's known as Shadow Blight that you were corrupted by.
I know. I was forced to take it.
I worked really hard and convinced my friends to try and save you, and I'm glad that we were successful.
He puts a hand on your shoulder. Thank you, friend.
Which
I
shoulder
wasn't
did he
quite
put it
done
on?
with life.
you'd be facing you, and it would be basically his outstretched hand to the opposite shoulder. To the...
Yeah. So that's the one with Nilixis' stuff on it. Right?
Yes.
Does it react to him touching me?
No.
Okay. I put my other hand on his other shoulder, like the opposite one, so that we both.
Seems I owe you one.
I mean, you protected me for so long. I feel like our debt is even. But if you're looking to help us further, we could use all the manpower we could find.
Well, I think I'm officially done with the Order of Phantoms.
Well, that's good. Who needs them anyway? I kind of like gesture to the cloak that I'm wearing.
You joined.
Not in so many words. We have much to discuss, Chimera. Much to discuss.
Looking at the other party members.
Speaking of, do you know somebody that goes by the name of Elreal?
Of course I do. One of my good friends. Other good friends. Looking back at Eric.
It's all right. Elreal's good people.
He's helping us build a network of spies because God knows we're going to need as much information as we can.
He was always good at that. He built most of the context for the Order of Phantoms. Most of the reason my job was possible.
Yeah, I think I'm finally on the right path, Chimera. It seems
If you
all
joined
too...
the Order.
No, I'm not joining the Order. I meant with my party here, and I gesture to the individuals. I've met these individuals, and it seems that I don't want to call it fate, but man, just the small world vibes I keep getting every time I go to another area. They all seem to know each other. I think I'm finally...
How do you call it a small world when we're sitting in a tavern full of titans?
Hearing that, Gear just kind of like sets down his cup. Oh. Okay.
I can't bring myself to
Nope.
like... Oh,
Not making sense. I'm sorry, he had to do that slowly.
Oh,
I had to
yeah.
play that slowly.
yeah, it's fine.
He sets it down like, oh. Okay. Nope. No, not jiving. Sort of stuff. Then picks it back up and slams it down. Like he slams the entire cup. It's gone.
It fills back up.
He pushes it away and tries to light a cigar.
It lights.
I figured that
Is supposed to be.
extra might blow it out.
What?
It does not seem to be wasting though.
Oh. He just kind
You're
of
getting the effects of it. You're not getting you're getting the effects of it, but it does not seem to be wasting.
I as player, I understand exactly what you're saying. My character, his mind is kind of like, whoa. He sets down the cigar like, okay.
So you've noticed it too. Place is fucking weird.
It's weird.
Do you know how many chicken legs that I've pulled off of that fucking chicken over there?
Wait, there's a chicken?
Probably
It
one.
pulls over to the table full of food.
Oh,
You see
okay.
like a chick. You see like a big chicken leg get knocked in his mouth as he's eating it anyways.
So as
I've eaten that same chicken leg countless times. I don't understand this place at all.
Well, I look at Gears like, well, you're gonna have to get used to it. You probably not so much.
I knew I was in for a trip when Olivandria said it's dire this, but what have I gotten myself into?
Well, you fucked up, buddy. So this is what you get.
It's more, what can you do to get yourself out of shit?
So I
Oh,
go
no,
to
his-
Chimera.
This is a Kree now. Oh no, his fate is sealed.
Yeah, sorry.
So I go to Chimera.
You're
figured-
the, you're the party slave. You heard it here first.
You go to Chimera.
Yeah, so I go to Chimera because he had referenced that there are all these titans. And I don't really say it, but I raise up my sleeve where Okaris and Kurama had marked me, and I show him. We're their heralds.
Like the legends.
Exactly like the legends, and I reference at Kurama. And this is my lineage. This is what I was meant to do.
He's just like in stunned silence for a second.
Yeah, it takes me a while to come to terms with it. I still haven't.
He grabs like the nearest mug, and it just fills, and he's again like that, like almost defeated look as he looks at it just fill with exactly what he's looking for. Yeah. Okay.
There's not enough liquor on the planet.
Well, luckily there's no plant.
I was just a smuggler. Who knew that I was getting involved with titans and all this other shit?
I blew up blessed.
Again, the stunned silence as he like now just looks at you, and like there's all kinds of different emotions reading on his face.
Yeah. He's like so pissed right now, and then also flabbergasted.
Who I was misguided by someone named Black.
Again, the face changes again, but this time not. It's still anger, but you can tell this time it's not directed at you.
I put my arm on Chimera's shoulder to try to calm him down.
What's the connection between all of this? Because Black is the one who did what he did to me.
I know. Gear has done a lot of things he's not proud of, but he's working with us to try to move forward and hopefully undo it.
He was working with the Blight.
Yes. he
Was that the same thing?
Yes.
I was not directly working with the Blight.
Do you understand what it was that you unleashed on Ballast?
Yeah, Olivandria herself blasted it afterwards.
No, you don't understand, having been corrupted by it fully. The horrors.
Ah,
Everything that I saw.
that I do not know anything about.
It's gonna be okay,
And-
Chimera.
Not for the souls that were lost.
No. No.
You don't understand the torment that they are in. The torment that I was in.
I didn't understand it until it was already done, and I didn't understand the damage that was done until it was too late.
Well, we need
It's
to.
something I'm trying to correct. And I'll pay
All
my
I
life
could feel
doing it.
was pain,
Chimera.
suffering. He stops, shakes his head. Sorry.
Look, we've all have our demons. What we're trying to do is save the world. And we need your help, and we put ourselves in a lot of danger. Took great lengths to try and save you. I'm glad that it worked out. And I'm glad you're here with us.
Well, I'm glad that I'm with you as well. But it has to be stopped.
I agree
I've-
with you.
I couldn't wish that upon anyone, even my worst enemies.
I mean, I could wish it upon Blackus.
Even
Whatever his
him.
name is.
Nobody deserves what I experienced. What those souls in ballast are experiencing.
I mean, I heard you in my thoughts before we even fought. You were in unbelievable amount of pain.
You don't know the half of it.
No, you're right. But we're here now. I think we should be merry, at least for the time.
Yes. A celebration for the work you've done so far. And
For all of
hope
our work.
for what's to come.
And then I gesture to Galvith with my cup, and I give him a wink to give me the usual.
He snaps his fingers, and the cup fills.
Here, here! And I raise my glass for a toast.
Here!
And a couple of titans that are in the nearby vicinity also raise a drink.
I take my sip, but I'm nursing this because I'm still not okay.
You notice that it does not seem like alcohol in your cup.
I look over at Galvith. Galvith.
He just gives this sign of like cut off.
I nod. Okay. And I just sit down next to Chimera with Gregory in my hand, Kurama on my lap, and I just kind of chill.
You feeling hungry enough for that eating competition yet?
I look at Marcus. I shake my head.
You always accuse me of never eating, and then when I have to have a contest, you chicken out.
Oh,
That is true. Maybe next time. A rain check, if you will.
You have information to share with the Titans then.
kind of gesturing
Wait.
for all to appear.
Damn, I was gonna make it rain over his head.
Over whose head? Mine?
Yours.
Dude, the torture never ends.
Well, you said a rain check.
Yeah, I know.
You feel a cold presence behind you, by the way, Eric.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Lakida.
Oh, I like shiver, and I bring like the cloak in like a bit, and then I look at Koldar Mizzou.
Kind of not looking at you, just kind of staring over the entire group.
I'm not bothered. I have clothes on.
Yeah, I got some nice boots. Actually, no, I don't think I. Oh, yeah.
You do not have them currently attuned.
Yes,
Yeah, I have the. I still have the cloak attuned.
Oh, wait, yes, you would. Yeah, you're
Yes.
right.
Yeah, I would have taken care of that the next night.
Yeah, but
The
you,
night after
Koldar
that,
Mizzou's not near
Danielle
you.
stabbed me.
You're over here. You're next to temperature.
Yeah, I got boots. They'll protect me from cold. To a certain temperature.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't.
So, you have information.
Much has happened. I'm sure you've already heard from Volcanus of the fall of Granny Apple.
I haven't heard much from him. He's disappeared, isolated himself.
I can understand that. Bonding yourself with someone and having them die on you.
More so the fact that he opened himself up to the idea of champions again, despite all of his objections to it, and for only to be proven right. I can't help but feel for him, even though I disagree with him.
It was unfortunate, and it shouldn't have happened. We got a little bit too careless.
Has Alagosa updated you all on the status of this blade?
I know as much about it as you do.
So you know that if we don't regularly feed it blood, its bloodthirst will take us over.
That I didn't know. Tempesture's kind of looking around. Oops. Sorry.
it took
Kinda
over me.
forgot to mention the blade.
And to stop myself from turning it on an innocent, I turned the blade on myself and almost died in the process.
A cursed artifact.
And I tried throwing it overboard, yet my body was unwilling to let it go. It seems that for every person that's touched it, a new sigil has appeared. And depending on who holds it, a different sigil is lit up.
Gear takes another drink. I did tell you as well. It seems to be made out of the same thing that the core was.
Yes, it's made out of Titan bone.
Therefore, it must be an older artifact. We have lost the way to forge them. Therefore, it is not a new one.
We were also under the effects of an alter memory spell.
Interesting.
Why am I
And
having
yet
trouble
I have-
remembering his name?
Oh, I
Yeah,
know
I
what his
agree.
name is.
It's Zithram, right?
Thank you. I drawn.
Oh, it's okay.
The archmage who sent us for that chest.
The Lifeweaver.
Zithram.
Yes.
Interesting. So he is active, and he's moving.
Him and his sister.
Nelixis we knew about.
Yes.
Zithram I was not aware, which is troubling news.
But maybe we can use their animosity for each other against each other.
That isn't the troubling news.
The troubling news is
Kind of
that we don't know.
looking over at Koldar, Mizzou, and Tempestra. Our 7th. The Warden.
What about the warden?
The one sent to make sure he never escaped.
The same one that was supposed to make sure that the time warden, you mean?
Yes. At
So
first it was a concern. Now it is a confirmation. Something went wrong.
I'm new here. What's going on?
The time warden was tasked with keeping
The heart.
locked away.
Break it down for someone whose brain has just been shattered.
Oh, they're shattered, all right.
They're shattered.
They're known as the
Unhumanity shattered. The previous Titans. The ones before the 7. The 3. 2 of which you've met already.
Who is this speaking?
A Kree.
Oh, the Kree. Okay.
You know, his nickname is a creepy.
Cornelius was tasked with guarding the heart of Zithram, one of the Shattered. Unlike Nelixis, who was locked away into a weapon, one of the sacred relics of the heroes of old, the chasubles of heraldry. Zithram was shattered into pieces, broken into tiny bits, scattered throughout the world. The 2 most important artifacts, the heart and his essence, were locked away by the Time Warden himself. If Zithram is returning, I fear the worst for Cornelius. I fear he may be dead.
But the
And
fact
when-
that we have a time warden, does that not mean that there's some power of him still a lot around somehow?
I am not going to propose to understand the Sands of Ether.
or time itself.
If what happens when a titan, a god, a being of power, what happens when you lot die?
It depends. This is Koldar Mizu speaking. In the case of if I were to die, she would become the new Titan of Ice. Pointing to Zaragoza. She is my keeper. In the event that both of us were to die, the element itself would fall into chaos, and anything that uses the element, the domain, would be wild and untamed, uncontrolled, until a new Titan gained control over it. That is the purpose of a Kree, to maintain control over Shadow. Until we can either rescue Agrius or remove him. In the case of the Time Warden, there is no keeper. And yet, it does not appear that his element has lost control of itself. So I am at a loss of understanding. I have no idea.
What would it look like if time went into chaos? What could we expect to see?
Again, I couldn't even imagine what that would look like. It's never happened before. That would be the element more than anything else that I would fear.
Wouldn't
All
the
the
element
others
of
can be fixed.
wouldn't the one that is I'm the project of the element be the one that would be the most feared?
Alavandra?
Yes.
If light were to be snuffed out, all life would certainly die. If shadows were to take over, all life would certainly fall into undeath or die, like I mentioned.
But that's the simple answer.
Of course it is. But they can be fixed.
How do you
If
fix
time were to become broken, how do you fix something that is neither past, present, or future?
Don't. Did Okaris tell you all about what I discussed with him recently?
Wait, you talked to a chorus?
I then gesture and show my mark from Okaris. Yeah, yes, Gear. Come on.
I'm in a band of.
These are the Heralds of the Titans.
We've
or
told you this, Gear. Come on, keep up.
not
Yeah, he's been told, but it
Truthfully,
wasn't
not yet.
reinforced.
champions of the Titans.
You've
They have not yet earned
Yeah, we're
the
not
title
heralds
of
yet.
Herald.
You've spoken with Alavandra directly, yet you find this hard to believe.
Yes, because he is now in present of 4 Titans, Chimera, in a world where time has stopped.
Don't
If
forget
it-
Gregory.
you-
Yeah, don't forget
Zalgo
Gregory.
to type-
I like referenced my mouse.
No, this is
Zaragoza pipes up a little bit though. If it brings you any comfort, I'm not a Titan.
But you can read minds.
Who, Kurama?
Oh, I'm
There's many
I'm
who
a-
do that.
a goddess, but I'm not a Titan.
Wait, who's talking right now?
Zalagosa.
That was
Oh,
Zaragoza.
Zalagosa. Okay.
That one was
Agree also, I'm also not technically a Titan. I'm the regent for a Titan.
He steps in when he
they-
needs.
things- So you're used to make a Titan? What?
So,
No, not
if-
regent.
for what-
Regent.
You're just kind of gets that small little smile on his face, like, I got ya.
And I thought I had enough from you, looking at Marcus.
I've been nothing but polite this time. I've no
This
ribbing or
time.
joking.
Look, I'm just having a hard time grasping everything that's going on. I apologize for my blundering idiocy.
I was just trying
This
to
is
make light
just
of
a
a
lot.
bad situation, but things grow more serious.
So
Now's not the time for joking.
So back to my question. My Titans.
37.
Have you spoken with Okaris
About
about what I discussed with him? Has he shared anything with you all?
Well, you'll have to remind me because I don't remember what it was that you spoke
Oh,
to
okay.
me
I
about.
already told Tempestra, and I also told Okaris. It's about my plan to the fact that I have a plan to stop Nilixis.
I've heard of it. Sure.
Okay.
I have no thoughts one way or another. It appears that I will find out as to the validity and strength of your plan as things progress, and whether or not you have the fortitude to follow through with it.
Well, after we go our separate ways for that limited time, I plan to speak with Akessarai about hopefully moving forward with my plan. She has been a great aid to me in the past, and I feel she'll be an aid to me now.
As I said, time will tell whether or not you have the actual mental fortitude.
I
You
kind of
are
like
Okaris' champion, though, not mine.
I kind of like look down and feel ashamed because it's true.
Zalagosa, you can see, like, you can't see because your
Mhm.
back is to her, but everyone else can see that Zalagosa is giving him, like, a look.
Like an evil look, like glaring.
Yeah, kind of
Okay,
like a
okay.
glare, like, why are you being mean to him?
Let's go. Zalagosa's coming back.
Anyway, I don't know if we want to really get into the next part of the conversation, with it being 2 minutes till we want to stop.
Yeah.
I'll leave that up to you guys. We can
I
pick this
think
up
this
next
would be a
time.
good.
Or...
Yeah, I think we should pick
Yeah.
it up next time.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Let's do
'Cause
that.
if we're gonna start planning the next steps of the group, I think that's probably gonna take more than a couple minutes.
So let me do
Yeah.
a little bit of a conclusion then. That is what's going on here. Now, you told me that there are things that you wish, then plans that you wish to go over with us and have our opinions. And that is where we're going to end for this week.